That's right, and that's it. Crazerk so far. I mean, he has one loss, and we all know that in the group stage we're looking at the best in this entire group. The only one guy will get to go to playoff. So far the guy seems to be clear, unless he loses to Blooded, and Blooded already won Daijo, and Blooded loses to Crazerk. Then we have a bit of a tiebreaker situation. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The game's gonna be starting real soon. And let's just, without further ado, let's just look at the decks of both Daijo as well as Crazerk.
Yeah, for crazerk, I I want to see his hunter deck because I haven't. I want to see what's so great about the hunters nowadays. I mean, a lot of people are saying hunters are damn cheap with the rush. Unleash the
Damn cheap.
hounds combo with like um, double wolves is just pretty insane, giving every single beast, I think 3 damage each. So it's kind of insane over there.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, there's like so many ways to combo the aggro deck for hunters. You can even go for more card draw with things like Unleash the Hounds and Starving Buzzard. Of course, that's another thing. The funny thing is, I don't think if you look at Crazerk's deck, he actually doesn't have a single Starving Buzzard in his hunter deck over there. So he doesn't need the draw. He just wants to go for quick damage output ASAP. Quickly, push down the damage onto his opponents, and hopefully we'll see him open up with the hunter deck because I really want to see that deck in action.
Yeah, me too. And I mean, it's so far the only hunter deck that's available in Group A at least. And for for Daijo, on the other hand, we've seen his druid, we've seen his priest, both of which lost to the same druid by Kriya. The priest not so effective; it kind of got smashed pretty badly. And for the druid, I guess it's a situation of who has the better draw. And of course, Kriya managed the problem very nicely, and that's one of the main reasons why he actually won a game there. So that's it. We're gonna be starting this next game, and I do believe it's a warrior up against a druid.
Ooh, warrior! Finally, I've been waiting for warriors to pop up at least so that you can see something a little bit more fun. I mean, I want to see people hugging other people's faces. You know what I'm saying?
People hugging people's faces? What the hell is
Yeah.
happening here?
Just going for face
Bro,
every
hashtag
single
no
time.
homo, please.
Yeah, no. I mean, like just going for, just dealing as much damage as possible. Especially since Crazer's deck is more or less built towards the end game. He has a Ysera there, like you saw over there when he was Mulligan. He actually gets a Force of Nature. It's kind of funny. Um, Daijo, on the other hand, man, he is just all out damage. You see, he's gonna be able to get a Lepronome out. He can actually coin out a Frothing Berserker next if he wants to. That by all means is gonna be able to survive. Or he could just, I mean, it really depends on what's his next card gonna be. If his next card is gonna be a Fury War Axe, that's actually gonna be very, very good for him.
Yeah, it is, and it should generally have to worry a lot. I mean, we've said this before. You need a fiery war axe just to be able to go in battle very nicely in the early stage of the game for warrior. Back when the warrior was a lot stronger with the molten giant OTK, fireworks is already a must. But right now, I would say that it's even more important. And if you look at the hand of Daijo, that is the one playing the warrior. I hope I got it overly correct. He has got actually 2 RT weaponsmiths, so that's actually gonna help him a bit. But look at that Pagel though. Actually, 1 fish caught already by Crazer.
Yeah, I think his only option here is to actually coin into and the Raffi Weaponsmith and quickly hit off the 0-4 because he does not want to keep that on the board any much more longer because a druid that keeps getting lots of cards will just mean that he can ramp up towards his late game that much more faster because he has the
Yeah,
necessary combos to pull off.
hit the
Once you just
cities, but there is a Sanjin Shield Master.
Yeah, that definitely is gonna be a very annoying mob that
Mob.
Daijo mob Daijo has to deal with, and unfortunately he doesn't have 6 mana next turn, so he can't really kill off
Yeah,
this engine there.
and
He will he will be able to kill it off at least. He oh actually he is able to clear the board right now. That is actually a very very nice top deck.
it is. It is able to help him clear the board. The problem is that he's gonna have to waste the heroic strike, but at least it's gonna address the fact that Piggle's hiding behind his engine, and his engine should be more or less gone with the Pagel
Yeah.
address as well. He will have the RRT Weaponsmith surviving the entire ordeal, so I'm not seeing how that's actually too disadvantageous for him. But on the flip side, what
Yep.
crazerk can do next turn is he could probably look to play his Earthen Ring Faster to heal himself a bit and have at least a minion on the board. There we go, Heroic Strike gonna come out for Daijo.
Yep. That's the only play for him. That was the best way for him to get board control and to establish a little bit more presence at least. Crazerk is actually in a tough spot. He can't deal. I mean, he can deal with this Arathi Weaponsmith if he decides to use Keeper of the Grove as well as the Claw, or
Mhm.
if he just decides to Claw, Hero Power, and then pass. But that seems like a complete utter waste to me. I think I would just at least play a minion down, but it seems like he's just gonna
Yeah.
go ahead and Claw and Hero Power there just to take that out. I guess he wants to save his Keeper of the Grove for that silence in case there's a minion that he needs to
Mhm.
use that against, which is actually by all means very understandable. But if I were him, I would just play a little bit more aggressively because especially against a warrior, you need to have minions on the board so that you can always buff it up. Play something like Argent. Argent Defender, Argus, Defender of Argus.
Yep.
Keep forgetting names. Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, but crazerk needs desperately to win this entire series if he wants to even have a chance of going to the group, because he lost Kriya already, and if he loses to Daijo, I guess we only need to wait for Blooded versus Kriya to know who's actually gonna advance to the playoffs from Group A. But that's it. So far, crazerk's hand it's looking pretty healthy. Ysera comes out. I recall how Ysera saved his ass back at NSG, and I just miss that card all over again. And so far, you don't really see Ysera being played in the Southeast Asian scene. I'd say that it's we play kind of. I mean, I'm kind of in tune with rush decks more often than not. What about you?
Yeah, Rush decks is always fun to play, but I like to play more of the control game. I always like to bring the game a bit longer and quickly win after that. I mean, it's always satisfying to pull off a huge combo and deal like minus 60 damage to a person. If that's even possible, I've never done that before, but it's always nice to to BM kill, to
Oh, yeah.
BM kill a person. It's just so fun, like every time. It's such a nice
You,
feeling.
I don't know this guy. But anyway, we have Daijo playing as a warrior in this game, and he definitely is having a bit of a board presence. As you can see, a lot of minions there being graded up by crazerk's obsessive starting into the history there. But anyway, he has got a Ting Master Overspark coming to his hand here. I would say that swiping in this instance is not going to achieve a lot, but it's better than not having anything done at all.
He has.
Yeah.
He
The
has.
other thing he could do is that he can, yeah, he will. Unfortunately, he's gonna have to swipe. That's right. He can actually clear the board because his hero power is just so beastly, and it's gonna be able to deal 1 damage to the Harvest Golem that's been silenced. So not to worry too much about that there. The only problem is that well, on the good side really is the fact that he will have more cards than Daijo for the next turn.
Yeah, here I would actually play the Earthring Farseer rather than playing the hero power.
Mhm.
Yep, he got the right idea. Basically Earthring the
You know
the
he's still
2/4.
gonna die, right?
Yeah, it's still gonna die, but the thing is, Daijo wastes 2 life. I mean, his armor is gonna break. He's gonna waste his weapon. He's gonna lose the Harvest Golem, and there's still gonna be a minion on the board for crazerk, which means he can play other things after that. So after that, he just needs to play Ancient of Lore, or he can even swipe if he wants to, depending on whether or not the Harvest Golem is gonna be used in
Yeah.
this instance.
And here's where I kind of disagree, because if he went for the Harvest Golem, at least the Keeper of the Grove is going to survive. Remember how we mentioned that, as a druid you need to have minions on the bottom against a warrior, but I guess the warrior actually doesn't give shit about the Keeper of the Grove, so...
Oh, this is setting up for a huge...
Yeah, and in that sense it is not that effective, because here comes the swipe, and that's going to be a complete eraser there. One of the other reasons why your play kind of makes sense is because the swipe is going to be able to address the the Harvest Golem if he decides to go for face in, like in this particular instance here. But that's it. It seems like the warrior is completely down to the wire here. Only the Black Knight as well as the Nightblade, and let's see what card he gets. A double Mortal Strike's not gonna help him much, in fact.
That will help him
Not
later
yet.
on.
Yeah.
What he needs to do now
Is
is...
he gonna
Whoa,
waste
whoa,
that?
whoa!
Whoa! Come on, chill! Chill the fuck down, man, bro.
Whoa,
Chill,
whoa.
just chill.
Whoa, that's
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. This guy just threw the game away. That could have been a total of 12 damage that would have more or less decided
okay.
to
Okay,
kill crazerk, but
okay. Let's think about this. Okay, Daijo. Okay, looking at his
what's he gonna
deck.
do next? That's the
Okay,
thing.
in his hand he has a Nightblade, so
Mhm,
that's
mhm.
gonna at least deal 3 damage. But
Okay.
after that, he's gonna have to deal another 6 damage. And looking at his deck, the only thing that's gonna allow him to do that is Leroy Jenkins. I think he's hoping for a Leroy
Leroy.
Jenkins or even an
Okay.
Arcanite right
If it's a lucky Leroy, it can actually still happen here. But as you can see, obviously crazerk killed up, so that's history. Up against the druid, that has got like ancient law and all the other kind of cards that can really heal. It's not very effective. But here comes the Argent Commander, so he did get it after all, but it's not gonna be enough, unfortunately. I know that he's got Nightblade and he was counting on that, but that's gonna deal only 3 damage to crazerk. Crazerk, effectively, if you look at it, only has got 8 health, but I guess it's
He's dead.
kind of over. There we go. Here comes the Grand, big size daddy that has got Savage Roar. Again, these Doom trees are just like so insane.
Yeah, and that's why you never want to leave minions on the board against a druid. Is there enough?
Deciding who to use to kill. Look at
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
Alchemist dead.
I would
Well
always
done.
end with the 7.
Yeah,
skip
because of
him.
the extra effect, right? That factor.
Plus the fact that you PM kill him. Basically, you know,
So
gets
it really
minus
doesn't
something.
matter that much. Anyway, the first
Yeah.
game here, gonna go straight up to crazerk.
Yeah, man, I mean,
And-
these druid decks are doing a lot of work. It's done so much work for Kriya, it's done a lot of work for crazerk here in this sense. And I think he's looking to a 2-0 victory in my opinion.
I guess it was kind of overzealous in a sense. I definitely would have cleared the board, and he kind of got disheartened after his Frauding Berserker got killed, and that's a bit of a sad news there for him.
Yeah, well, he actually placed that upon himself because he put himself in that swipe range. Like I said, you always have to remember, whenever you play, even if you're playing like a rush deck, don't, like, you need to be a little bit more careful with your plays. Like, you don't rush things. I'm sure a lot of people when they play these kind of games, these TCG games, that they instantly, okay, I'm gonna just do this. They miscalculate, they forget, oh shit, I don't have enough mana, or things like that. It can actually hurt them a lot. So I think he just needs to be a little bit more patient with himself, and then he has a chance to win. Like, even though his deck is not that strong, if you make the right plays, you can always win. Just like, you know, like how you play in arena.
Yeah, it's all about having a bit of a skill and consideration. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The second game between Daijo and crazerk. Now it's gonna be well underway. Daijo gonna be the top player, crazerk down south, and that's the bottom guy that can see his spot. The bot is actually belonging to crazerk, so a bit of a clarification here. And that's it. He has a pretty good starting hand, but for Daijo, he's gonna play the priest again against a druid. Not so sure how it's actually gonna work out.
Yeah, it's funny to see that he has double Mind Vision. He's gonna definitely use Mind Vision here. Hopefully he gets a decent card. Let's take a look at the Druid's hand. The Druid's hand, crazerk has a Senjin. Senjin.
I guess the coin.
A coin's actually not that bad, to be honest.
It's not that good, bro.
It's not that. To be honest, it's not that bad because he can use it to coin into something big later on if he wants to.
He doesn't have any minions, and crazerk's hand, other than the coin, they are all minions, bro. And I don't know what to say about that, but anyway, he got a Earthen Ring Faster, which by all means is kind of like the worst card to have in a kind of situation. I would have loved it if he got a Senjin, because right now the priest needs to buy time, but he doesn't have those cards. And if you look at it, I guess the coins could be used and the Harvest Golem's gonna be used here as well from crazerk's side. Daijo, unfortunately, he's only got a Shadow Earth,
Oh my god.
but oh my god, Kelvin.
Yeah, this is the worst card ever, guys.
Mechaton.
Let me tell you a little bit something about Kelvin Mechatork. This
Oh.
guy is the most useless piece of shit card. Oh no, this is the wrong play. Oh, that's
Yeah,
terrible.
It
I would
comes
have
back
actually
alive,
just
yeah.
I would have just played the Crazed Alchemist, swap him so that you can trade that off later. Because you want to use that Shadow Word Death against things like Senjin. It's like
Yeah,
so much
yeah.
better. But unfortunately that's not gonna be the case. Really unfortunate for him. I
I
wouldn't
think-
even play the Irving Farseer, I just attack, hero power attack, that's it.
Well, I think that most players really just don't realize the resources that they have at hand sometimes can be used for far greater things, and they just kind of waste it a bit. It's a bit of a sad news here, but still, Todd still comes out, and it seems like he only has got cards that can kind of just steal the opponent's deck. Finally,
Oh,
he
wow.
gets a Claw as well as a Senjin, but I don't look good at that, really. You could have
Yeah.
gotten things that are a lot better than this too, but it's our RNG basis, man.
So, I mean, he can claw into that
That's cute.
the Earth Ring and then just set himself up for a huge Holy Nova later on. But I think the Senjin's most probably going to be coming out here for crazerk, without a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's definitely a consolidation play because it gives him a lot of space to fill the blood to fill the board with a lot more minions in the next few turns, and I would be expecting a turn 5 Drift to Claw. The turn that every single player loves and hates is the turn 5 Drift to Claw.
Yeah, here his only option is to Shadow Word Death. Not Death, sorry. Wait, oh yeah, wait, he used Shadow Word Pain, I keep forgetting. If I were him, I would have saved the Shadow Word Pain for things
Exactly.
like the 3-5, which you can use right now.
You kind of said that already, bro.
Yeah, sorry. But here...
He can coin it to Galvin Megatalk, and at least for once in EHL, we'll get to see Galvin Megatalk. By the way, Daijo is one of 2 players who have Galvin Megatalk in the deck.
To be honest, I would actually... Senjin is not such a bad idea here because these 2 minions will be gone. What?
It's gonna
He
coin hero
coins
power.
into a
Guys,
hero?
we have a coin hero power here. Ladies and
man.
gentlemen, Anduin is obsessed about life.
I don't know about that play though.
Double Senjin's gonna just bust the bubble here. But anyway, he can also play Keeper and Silence and straight away go for face, disregard the life of that mediocre thing. Or he can turn 5 hero power, turn 5 Druid of the Claw. That's one expensive hero power by the way, but yeah. I guess it's gonna address it straight up and bear form. There we go, that's the bear druid. 7 damage.
Practically screwed. His only option here is to Crazed Alchemist, Shadow Word Death, the 4/6. Holy Nova is not gonna be able to do anything for him now.
Yeah.
He can also
If he
just
Crazed
play...
Alchemist, the 4/6 is actually asking for early death, bro.
Sorry?
He's gonna be asking for early death. Yeah, well, the thing is that he can
Crazed
Alchemist
and then Shadow Word
yeah.
Death.
Yeah, he
That's
can do that. But that's something that Larc always plays around. Here comes the awesome invention, and it's the homing chicken. That's the worst cut ever, I know, but the friendlier counterpart to the angry chicken, the one that actually takes flight, is the homing chicken. And here comes the claw that will make sure we have chicken breast meat for dinner today, ladies and gentlemen.
To be honest, I wouldn't even do that. I would just hero power and use Keeper of the Grove onto 2 damage onto the Galvin Megatork, and then attack with everything else. Because he can effectively trade his 4/6 for that 6/6. Unless, of course, the 6/6 is deciding to run into the 6/5, which by all means is still fine because he can always hero power kill that since he's at pretty damn high life right now. So I don't think he needs to worry too much about life.
Galvin Megatalk needs better invention, guys. Do submit your suggestions for inventions to Blizzard because they need more ideas.
Yeah, I mean, he could also just hero. Oh, okay, he didn't do that. Wow.
Yeah, he didn't. This is just weird. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The chicken's gonna die.
If I were him, I would have actually just hero power claw. Senjin run into the Galvin and then save my 4/6. The 4/6 is so much more important as compared to 3/5 because 4/6 is that sweet spot against a priest. You don't want it to die to things like Shadow Word Death. So kind of a misplay
on
Pain
in that sense, yeah.
Sorry, Shadow Word Pain, yeah. Kind of a misplay there on crazerk's part, and you always want to get your more high value cards there. I mean, he doesn't need to worry too much about taking 6 damage. If it's just 6 damage, well, not even gonna take 6 damage. He's gonna take what 3 damage because of the armor he gets from both claw and hero power. So.
All right, so here comes the Crazed Alchemist. No, sorry, the other Ring Fasir. It's not a Crazed one. It's the same looking guy, but a bit of a different picture. Anyway, here comes the Ochinai Shadow Priest as well. Soul Priest, sorry.
Yeah, in this kind of situation, he's hoping that crazerk is gonna run both his minions into it, which by all means, it could be a possibility. There is a Wrath available, so he will be able to save his minion, one minion at least here, and he's still gonna have another minion on the board because of that Keeper of the Grove.
Yeah, Moonfire is gonna address the Soul Priest there, and the other 3/5 is gonna run into the 3/3 pretty easily, or go for face. But I would definitely want to clear the board because remember, Druid, you want to have board control, you want to have board presence, and once the Savage Roar comes out, you got minions on the board, you basically can just steal the game away.
Exactly, and I don't know. Daijo made a lot of misplays in my opinion. He's
Yeah, yeah.
very very far behind now.
Oh, Holy Nova incoming, guys. It's gonna clear
Yeah,
2 minion at least.
yeah. He's gonna clear 2 minions, but he can't get rid of this 3/3 anymore. So he's in a top spot. I actually thought that the better play there would have been just to Crazy Alchemist the one of the Senjins that didn't take damage and then Shadow with Death and then Holy Nova this next turn. But again, of course, you can't really do much against.
No, I guess he
Shadow
didn't
Word
want to
Pain,
do
that's
that.
good.
Yeah, I guess he didn't want to do that because he is kind of pushed in the corner right now. Doesn't have. You need to remember, man. Daijo, he don't have any minion in his hand, and that is a huge statement for a priest that's having only like holy smite. Um, you have the mind control, the shadow word pain or death or shadow word death. Yeah. So
Sarah's coming out.
that's just that. I'm definitely Sarah this turn. You have bot control. You know your opponent's down to just about 3 cards as a priest. That's pretty pathetic. And Ysera's gonna just increase your lead by so much more. He can't even Ysera this turn. Next turn, just play Faceless Manipulator for spectator value here. And just copy Ysera.
Yeah, and here's the best part.
Oh my god, nope, he's not gonna do that. He's gonna copy cows. We're gonna have such an awesome cow day.
Here's the thing. Daijo, Krasik knows about the turn 10 mind control, so he's just playing around it. I think
yes.
actually just playing the Ysera would have been fine. But the thing is, he can't really get rid of it since he doesn't have anything to kind of buff up
Yeah.
the Ysera and then
You're
kill
right,
it off
the
with a
mind
big.
control.
So mind control here is actually pretty damn hilarious, since
Ysera, the real deal comes out now.
yeah, there we go. And he's just gonna go for face. He doesn't even need to give a shit about the 4/5. He could if he wants to, but just getting his enemy down even more is just even better. Let's see what he gets. He's gonna get
Dream.
a Dream. Ooh, Dream's really good.
Dream's good, but could have been better cuts like the upsize Fairy Dragon.
That or even Ysera Awakens would even be better.
Yeah, Ysera
that was
Awaken's gonna be
just
fun.
so
Ysera
fair.
Awaken would definitely give him the advantage because he can use his Cane Blood Hoof to knock into the other Cane and make sure that he can heal power to kill it first. And then, oh god, look at that, 10 health. Cow. There is no cow level.
Interesting. He goes for face. Aw.
This is actually mind game. He's trying to fool his opponent into thinking that he's got a shit ton of Mind Blast in his hand right now. Oh, there we go. Force of Nature.
Yeah. Force of Nature plus swipe. He's dead.
He's gonna dream the guy back home. Alright, so yeah, there we go. Game already, and it seems like crazerk is gonna be able to win the series clean 2-0 as well. Yeah, it's game. It's game, bro. Yep, so there we go. crazerk with a 2-0 win here, and that's gonna mean that he will have at least 1 win up against Kriya's 2 wins and up against Blooded 1 win as well. So it's gonna be up to how Kriya faces off against the Blooded, and that's gonna be a few games after this. I do believe it's the last game of the day. Let me just check the schedule.
No. Wait, is it the last day? Last game of the day?
Yeah, it is. Blooded and Kriya is the last game of the day. Right now we have Blooded up against crazerk, and we're gonna be waiting for Blooded to check in after his.
What about Blooded and
Daijo?
And crazerk?
Yeah, that's the next game, bro.
Okay, then what about Blooded and Kriya?
That's the last game, last series of the entire day, and that's gonna be the ace match. Because let me just break it down right now. If crazerk wins Blooded and Blooded loses to and Blooded wins Kriya, it's gonna be a 3-man tie.
Yeah, that's actually gonna be pretty damn hilarious. They're gonna have to play a tiebreaker.
We're gonna have to see who wins more
on...
first, and it depends on that. Yeah, and we might actually be looking head to head, and if there is no clear indication, then we'll do a tiebreaker. But so this is how we're gonna do the tiebreaking process. If there is one, we're gonna use the opportunity to tell you guys how it's actually gonna work. So you know the number of wins you get, right? Straight up wins as in match wins, not series wins. So for example, you lose to a crazerk loses to the other guy 2-1, Kriya 2-1. He gets 1 point from that series there. So based on the number of wins, we're gonna total it out really nicely. And if there is a tie in terms of wins between players, then the player with the most amount of wins, as in points, is gonna be able to go up there. And if the points don't indicate a clear winner, and there's only 2 guys contesting for the top spot, then we're gonna have a head-to-head situation where they're not gonna be playing a tiebreaker. But let's say for example Kriya against crazerk, and both of them are contesting for the top spot here. Because Kriya already won crazerk in group stage, Kriya will automatically qualify. Now, however, if there's a 3-way tie, and that's just purely unlikely, but if there is one such situation, then we're gonna do the tiebreaker best of one between all three players. But that's generally how we minimize the probability of having any ties, and considering how they're in Southeast Asia, you don't have that factor there. Anyway, pun not intended. Uh, we have the old
Oh,
horn pun, really so bad, Babel, so bad. Anyway, that's it. Congratulations, crazerk. At least he won one series. So fans of crazerk, do give him a pat on the back if you're his
Yep.
friend. Also, just give him a pat on the back. It's been a really tough day. It all started with a bad game against Korea. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll be back real soon once Blooded is checked in. So it may be a bit longer if Blooded is not checked in yet, because he did let us know that he did have a Japanese class before this, and he's gonna be back home about 9:30 ish. So you can treat it as a bit of an extended break, and we'll be back once he's checked in. This is Babael, joining me is Larc. See you guys a little bit later for more eHL Season 1 Cycle 1 Group A action. Bye, guys.